Welcome, everybody, to our Women in Digital Business Summit. I'm Tijan Onaran, and I'm so delighted to be your moderator for today. I'm also the founder of Global Digital Women, and first I have to say this is really my most favorite summit of the week, so give a big applause. Woo! We are going to listen to inspiring women and also men and from different industries, and we will have the chance to discuss topics like diversity, AI, the role of HR in digital transformation, and also society and economy. You can see we have a very interesting agenda. And now let's start with our first speaker. She's also the host for today, Martina Koederitz, and I'm so happy that she is here. And she's the Global Industry Managing Director, Industrial Products and Automotive, Aerospace and Defense at IBM. I'm so looking forward to your speech, Martina Koederitz. The stage is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to host this day, not because I'm typically a total fan of promoting female in IT or digital business, but I'm truly a believer that we are at a very, very important moment of our life, of our society, what's going on around us. And I don't know if it's by accident or not. This morning, I forgot my mobile phone in the hotel. I feel like something is really missing here. And it's only 10 years ago where we all got first time access to a smartphone. It's 10 years ago. And if you now look back what you have done 10 years, and everybody is here for 10 years and more, in 10 years, more or less, everything changed. How you organize your life, how you organize your work, how you communicate with your friends, how you communicate with your network, how you orchestrate your friends and family and everything. So with this background of only 10 years, looking forward, I just want to share some beliefs, some perspectives, some technology trends which are so relevant for all of us, and hopefully give you, as female and as male, some inspiration, some motivation, what we can do to shape our future, to shape our business for tomorrow, and to make our world a better place to live. So you have heard a very long title. What I'm doing at the moment for IBM is I'm leading one of our global industry businesses where we are focusing on really driving new solution, new innovation, which are relevant for our customers, but which are also relevant for the customers of our customers. So just to give you one example, we have on CEBIT, we have a Mercedes. So everybody would question why do we need a car on CEBIT, because it's a digital, it's a tech exhibition. But we have developed with Mercedes an Ask Mercedes app. So we have digitized the whole car manual, and so you can now talk to your Ask Mercedes app. You can make a picture of any functionality in the car and ask your digital assistant, what is this? How do I use this? How do I need to turn the bottom on or off? So to make life easier in using new functions, to using new products and new services. We also have on stage with IBM Simon. It's the new intelligent small robot assistant who is going by end of the month to the ISS, accompanying our astronaut Alexander to do some really exciting experiments on the ISS. And he will work with the team on ISS and take everything what they are doing, listening to their language, listening to their outcomes, listening to their questions, and then we will see when they are coming back how we can use all this information to get better insight and better answers to some of the relevant and really important questions for the future. Personally, I'm more than 30 years working for IBM. And so standing here is, first of all, my belief that information technology, and for sure my company IBM, it's a great place to live. I have survived, or I have went through 4, I would say, really major technology shifts in our industry. When I started 30 years ago, you know, everybody was talking about big hardware, big mainframe technology in the data center. Then we all experienced the time where we got the PC, which was already a very great innovation. We got something which was easier to handle, it was easier to deal with, it was easier to work with. Then we all went through a really period where software was changing our business life. Then 2008, maybe some of you remember, IBM came forward with the smarter planet vision. And this was the moment where I said, we are now changing life. Because what happened with the internet is that we have got to a worldwide network. You all have today more power in your pockets than what we had 20 years ago. You all have today with your devices access every time, everywhere, to every person you want to talk, but also to every information, to every data that's available around the world. And that's, for me, the key topic why digital business or connectivity, mobility, data are changing so much the way how our world will go in the next 5 to 10 years. That's why I decided together here with CEBIT not to talk about women in IT. It's about women in digital business, or women for the digital decade. And if I'm thinking about that, it's really what is needed to make this big shift successful for us. I was listening to some speakers over the last 2-3 days, and there's one thing where I believe if we understand it in the right way, we can deal with the technology in a different way. Humans cannot think exponentially. We are trained to learn linear. But we are at the point in our life where the data explosion through the connectivity and the Internet of Things, and everybody can be measured and everything can be collected, and you have data from wherever, we have a data explosion in front of us. And now it's the two phenomena. We cannot learn fast enough to be on the same track like data is growing and exploding. And that's why we believe that we need new technologies like artificial intelligence to really deal with this kind of complexity. And that's a big theme here also for CEBIT, artificial intelligence. How do we deal with that? How do we use this kind of technology to make business more successful? But I always believe in this moment when we are talking about innovation in business, it also means innovation for our life. And many things you are seeing here around, whatever we are doing with a business customer, it also means they are thinking about their customer, and that's you and that's me. So finally, we are in a world where technology, it's no longer business. Technology is changing life. Technology is changing future. Technology is changing how things will go forward in the next decade. And everything will be translated by data. Everything will be changed for the better by using artificial intelligence. And so, just to give you a couple of examples, I talked about the car. I talked about the intelligence assistant for our astronaut Alex. But think about the bigger problems we have. Mobility. How do you orchestrate traffic mobility in the future? How do we deal with data to improve our health system, IBM has done a lot of work with Watson Oncology to really use the new technology to get better insight, deeper insight on problems which couldn't be solved nor tackled with the technology we had before. Or if you are thinking about the challenge we have from the climate environment, challenge we have in agriculture environments in some areas. We are doing a lot of projects with clients, partners, associations, universities to really use the new technology to make life better for many, many more people around the world. And then for sure, if you're thinking about that, why we are talking here about women in digital, I see, I would say 50-50 female, male here today. 50%, roughly 50% of the world population is female. 50%, roughly, of the workforce is female. So there is no reason at all why on this way in front of us we should not include, bring forward also our females to participate in this development. Or the other way around, if we want to change the world, we need to have really this kind of network diversity inclusion to get everybody in to contribute and be part of the development we are driving going forward. And for IBM, I can say we have diversity for many, many years. So I think it's actually the reason why I joined IBM 30 years ago. And I have done many, many interviews. They were asking, how did you came to the idea to join IBM? I said, I grew up in Stuttgart. I was on university on Stuttgart, and I had two things in mind. I don't want to join a Swabian company, and I didn't want to join an automotive company. So finally, it was IBM, and I didn't know at this time what will happen in information technology. I didn't know that the world will change this way, but I was convinced that a company with an open culture, with a diverse culture, with an innovation pattern, that you have a chance to contribute for many, many years, and that I can bring in myself in the best possible way. So 1930, IBM already started with equal pay. It was even before we have the law in US which demanded companies for equal pay. We had already at the beginning of the 40th year, we had the first female vice president. So diversity and inclusion is part of our values, and I believe many, many companies around the world are in this time creating this open culture to really get everybody in and make everybody part of the progress, the innovation, and the development going forward. I also believe that diversity, not only in female, but diversity in profession, in gender, in culture, in everything, it's absolutely important to understand how people are thinking around the globe. We want to fix problems of the human population, so we need to understand the different perspectives. We need to understand the different thinking. We need to understand how to deal in different markets, in different regions, with the different thinking of populations and societies. And I also believe we are at the moment, and you have heard this word maybe many, many times, the war for talent. We need the best people ever to tackle with this new technology the problems in our world. Talents, not only from the old mint, you know, Mathematik, Informatik, Naturwissenschaft, we need talents in all dimensions. Understanding society, understanding business design, understanding marketing, understanding how people are thinking, we need the best talents. And that's why I'm so supportive to really create open networks, inspire, hopefully, our next generation to take responsibility in this data-driven world and make you confident just to make what you want to do. Female leadership also means for me, and I had a lot of discussion with my team, you know, in the past 10 years was always, what do we have as talent program? What are the female leadership programs? I have one question to you. Why? Why are females not just standing up and say, I want to contribute? I don't know anybody in my company nor in other companies who are not open and waiting for females who are motivated, energized, believer that they can contribute to the way we all want to going forward. It's not the question to wait until somebody is offering something. It's the point to really make yourself visible and stand up for the idea, for the beliefs, for your conviction to contribute to the business, to the ideas, to the innovations we can drive forward. That's my second belief. It's stand up and get where you want to get, because everybody would appreciate people and females and new thinking to tackle our way forward. And so at this moment, it's a little bit like we are sorting the world in a new way. Yeah, because AI, it's a new technology. Internet of Things, it's a new technology. We are at the beginning of a data economy. So it's new for everybody. It's new for IT people, it's new for the non-IT people. And whenever things are so new and we are shaping the world in a new way, everybody can start to contribute. It's not that you have to learn something what others already have learned 20 years ago. It's a new decade, and we all can bring us in with our thinking, with our beliefs, and go from here. And therefore, I really want to use also this platform here to give you the idea, data, digital business, it's not something what we are delivering here on CEBIT. The digital world, it's something that will happen to all of us. Doesn't matter in which industry, doesn't matter where you are, and it will all impact our private life. And if something is impacting my private life, I would do everything to understand it in a better way. Yeah, and that's, I think, the moment where everything is coming together. It's the technology, it's the way how technology is transforming businesses, and it's the way how businesses are impacting societies. And because they are impacting societies, it's impacting our personal way. And there's a big discussion already last year, but also this year, that we also have a responsibility with that. And you all heard about data privacy, data security, how do we want to deal with artificial intelligence? Will the machine be more intelligent than people? But if you look back, we have this discussion with every new technology. Every new technology has the opportunity for better. Every new technology has the opportunity to make things better. But every new technology also had always the risk or the downside to be dangerous. And as I said, I'm coming from Stuttgart, and one of my lovely places is the Mercedes-Benz Museum. Why? Yes, they have very nice cars, but on top, there's a horse. And the emperor said at this time, when Mercedes was inventing the first car, he said the car will be a temporary thing because we will come back to the horsepower of a horse. And I said, he was saying this because the technology of the first car was really odd. It was loud, it was noisy, it was risky, it was dangerous. People could not drive it. Yeah, if you look now back 100 years, it's a great example for me how this kind of technology has transformed everything. It has transformed how we are using mobility in these days. It has transformed that we have built streets and Autobahn. It was not there before. It has built the way how we have improved security in the car over 100 years. I'm so old, you know, when I started my car life, it was not necessary to have the security belt. Yeah? In these days, I said, you are just getting in your car, you are not thinking about it, you are just doing it. It's just a very normal behavior. We had all the technologies like catalysator and so on, and so it was always the vision and the ambition in this technology that we want to have mobility, but how do we create a network that makes mobility convenient? And how do we improve the security for this technology? And how do we drive the confidence and the capabilities of the people to use this technology? And I translate this one to the moment where we are here. It's the decade of artificial intelligence. It's the decade where we can take, and we have to take responsibility as humans, how we apply this technology for our business, for us as humans, but also how to tackle some of the most relevant problems. And we as IBM are not talking about artificial intelligence, we are naming it augmented intelligence, because we truly believe that we can develop this technology to augment human knowledge, to assist people's decisions, to assist people in doing relevant jobs in medical, in health, in mobility, in security, to help people to make better decisions in real time. And if you get there, then my motivation is, how can we do this together with networks, with partners, with a broader ecosystem, to use this technology to make us better and to drive a better life in society and to drive a better life for many, many people around the globe who have not the same situation like we. And that's many discussions I have. I said, look, we should not take Germany or Europe as the standard. Yeah? Most people are not living in this kind of geos or markets. Most people of the world are living in regions where they have a really bad situation, no health, no education, no mobility, no food, no access to medicine. And technology, if we are using it in the right way, can bring a big, big improvement to these countries, to these people, to make their life better. For us, I would say, in our regions, I'm thinking about technology to make our life better as we are getting older. Yeah, we are an aging society in Germany and Europe, and we are thinking about solutions. How can we support elderly people to have a longer mobility? How can we help elderly people to use technology to stay longer in their home and to have a support and an assistance to be served in a very good way? And the third dimension is, how can we use this kind of artificial intelligence to train people in a better way, to learn? And maybe you have heard our CEO was here. We are doing a lot of effort as IBM. We are calling it New Color. I cannot translate it in any other word, but how do we train younger people, next generation, with the necessary skills and capabilities to be able to deal with this kind of augmented intelligence or artificial intelligence? And Ginny Rometty said on a Monday evening on the opening, it doesn't matter if you believe if the world and the jobs will change in 5 or 10 years. Our working hypothesis is all jobs will change over the next couple of years. Every job will be impacted by digital and by artificial. And if you are going this path, it's even more relevant that we, doesn't matter in which business you are, if you are in administration, if you are in university, academia, if you go this way, it's so relevant that we empower everybody in every age, in every generation, to have an understanding how to deal with this kind of technology and how to use this kind of technology. And then for sure, I think that's the other coin. We have a joint responsibility that we are using the technology in the right way. And IBM was one of the first companies who really stand up in Europe to sign the European Code of Conduct for cloud computing. We have been the first one who really announced and published our principles on data responsibility at IBM. What is our promise? What is our commitment to our employees, to our customers and partners, how we are dealing with their data, how we are dealing with their IP? We are one of the first companies who have joined the Artificial Intelligence Association in USA, talking about the aspects of ethic and morale, which for sure, it's a very important one. It's important, and we don't have answers in all dimensions yet, but I think we need to do both. We need to get our creativity, our thinking, our innovation to shape the future and use the technology to make things better. And at the same time, we have to work all together with politics, with governments, with partners, as I said, how to handle and tackle some of the issues and the open questions which are there. But I believe we can do both, and therefore I'm voting that we are really getting into this decade, that we are attracting the right talent, and that we give people the room and the platform to think different, use the technology in new ways, drive innovation, and yes, think bold and think big. With that, I'm really happy to be your host for today. I hope we will have also some really good conversations around the agenda. And thank you for listening. Have fun and talk to you later. Thank you very much.